This is going to be a very short video. I wanted to show you something very important with the new stand that we built. And oh my gosh, wait until you see the old one. I'm going to show some pictures of the old stand. Nanette, you remember that old stand?
Yes.
What a disaster. What do you remember about that old stand?
It was bulky, it was in the way, you couldn't move around, and it was wood sagging.
So the one thing that you know about crested geckos, is that they are arboreal. They're not terrestrial, which means that they need height rather than length. They're not a ground gecko. They like to climb up. And these tubs that we were using were long. I think that they were probably about 80 quarts, 100 quarts, maybe 110. So lots and lots of room. I could go with a one male and 2 females. They were great tubs, and actually the video that we did on building these tubs about 100 years ago, probably about 15 years ago, is one of my better videos. But we got rid of all of those tubs. We tried to simplify, and that stand was ready to come down. It was just a disaster because we just threw everything on top of those tubs. Great ventilation. Great tubs. They were actually some of the breeders, crested geckos that we had in there were some of our best breeders. That was just crazy. But the one thing that we did here is we took that down. We got one of these Baker racks. This is 48 long, 18 inches wide, and I believe 72 inches high. And we've got a little bit of extra room right where I'm standing, but a lot of this basement is very, very short, and we don't have a lot of room to play with. The one thing that we really like about this rack is that it moves. I can clean behind it. This is a nice area here. We've got the sink, we've got another tank sitting here, but now we have a lot of freedom, a lot of area to play around. And I actually have a little bit, you can show kind of a little bit of an area here, Net.
That won't be there for long.
It won't be there for long.
I know you.
I'm already looking at another stand. It's 36 long instead of 48. I can't get another 48 in there. But so the one thing about these is that in the other rack that I did about 2 or 3 months ago, I had all the tubs long ways. Here, or wide ways. Here we went long ways. And the reason that we did that was because I wanted a couple of extra tubs on the sides. And it's just easier to work with them long ways now. So we have 10 tubs here, and we actually have 5, the ability to have 5 more 19 quarts, and it works out really, really well. We actually don't, and this is kind of a sin, but we don't have the bottom tubs filled out. But we have, I think we have 8, and then I'm going to let you go ahead and show the tubs here. I'm going to point out something very special. A couple of things on these tubs is Nanette cut out did the numbers and cut out the names. So we have C1, 2, all the way through 10. We have A and B rack on the other side, and we have a gargoyle rack, and we have another adult rack over on the other side. So when we get eggs out of these buckets, we'll go ahead and put them in the incubation material, and we'll label them as C4 with the date. These are going to be really nice because they're going to be super easy to clean. You can already see that they're dirtying up the sides, but this is a simple setup. It's the 2 egg flats. We have some cork bark in there. We have some plants. We have the hide box, and we have a dietitian. That's about it. The cool thing that I like about this is that we have these vents, and these vents were easy to put in. I have the vent on the front, and I actually have, for cross ventilation, we have the vent on the top as well. Plenty of ventilation. And the one thing that I really like about this, and I'll see if I can do it here without making a lot of sound.
And don't get me wet.
What? That's the whole point of this video.
No.
So I can go through here, we can go through here and mist these setups in just seconds. Every single tub that I have downstairs, we have, especially for crusteds and gargoyles, we have these ventilation holes in front. Now I've seen a lot of vents with the tiny holes and more metal. These are great because the adults obviously can't get out. Lots of ventilation, but more importantly, we can mist here without splashing all over the place, and with most of it going in and not coming right back out.
They're nice and light to move too, and they're easy back and forth.